We've got some absolutely insane Zebec news hot off the press coming out less than a day ago, and I wanted to cover this with you because the implications of this could be ridiculous. I mean, absolutely insane. So let's just go ahead and we'll talk right about the news first off, and then we will go and talk about what this could mean for Zebec price, what we could be seeing coming next for price, as well as when we potentially see the altcoin market just turn around generally, because that is really affecting a lot of the alts, Zebec included, currently fairly negatively right now. But if you can see this announcement out just actually less than 12 hours ago as of the time of this recording, you can see here Zebec is posting that payroll is coming on chain in more ways. Through their partnership with Uphold, users in the US will earn 6% crypto back when setting up direct deposits, with rewards in Zebec and partners XRP and WMTX. Absolutely insane. First off, 6% crypto back. What is going on there? That is an insane amount of cash back here. And then if you are setting up direct deposit with your payroll, you can either get Zebec if you are a huge Zebec fan, but really you can get XRP as well. Now, of course, I'm a Zebec fan. I personally would be taking Zebec of the three. But we know how insane the XRP community is. If the XRP gets hold of, or the XRP community catches wind of this, and this starts to make it through XRP circles, we could see some absolutely insane movement and traction coming onto the Zebec network, which would of course be absolutely massive for the price. So I think if we can see this start to circulate and we start to see XRP holders getting 6% crypto back, that could be completely game changing for Zebec as well as XRP holders as well. This could be a massive kind of mass crypto adoption type of event. Now, as of right now, we really haven't seen too much crazy happening with the Zebec chart. You will see that these are the daily candles. So we did have a pretty decent daily candle here where we saw price pump a little bit. I think this is largely going to be because that the market has started to just get a little bit better today, but they did also drop that really, really incredible announcement. So what we are looking for here is we're looking to hold this level of support here at this 30037 range. And then of course you can see here, this is that consolidationary line we've been kind of trending against for absolutely months here. So we want to break above this trend line when at all possible. Again, sooner rather than later would be fantastic, but we do have now only one level of resistance kind of before we get to that trend line. So we have the 0043 resistance coming up next. Then we would be having this trend line, which is kind of, again, depending on when we hit it, anywhere between 0047 and 0044, probably more realistically around the 044 range, or potentially even lower. We could even see it break down below this level of resistance, and then this would be the closest resistance to us at this point. Now after that, we would see the 0047 and then the 0051 range, and then we're going to be looking at pushing towards the all-time highs that we had, the recent swing high here at 006, and then the all-time highs here at 0072. So lots of different kind of targets here coming for the Zebec network. But like I said, if this really does start to catch steam, particularly within the XRP community, it's going to bring a ton of attention to the Zebec network. And I think we could see the price just absolutely rocket. If we do look at the chart overall, it looks pretty good. We could see this absolutely insane run up here earlier on in the year, which is fantastic to see. But then after we saw that run up, it's actually held relatively well. Now, of course, the price has come down. We have seen some retracement. We have seen some consolidation. All of this stuff does happen. None of this is particularly concerning here, especially since we've held so strongly at this 0037 range. Now, we have broken down below it a couple of different times momentarily. We've seen Weex below it, but we have consistently held above it for the majority of the time here, which is, of course, a really, really good thing to see. Now, if we look at the crypto bubbles, you can see on the day, pretty green overall. So it has been a pretty nice day in the crypto market. We are starting to see some of these AI coins start to catch steam again, Virtuals being the one that is kind of running so far today, up 34% on the day. Pretty insane move to the upside here. Now, moving along, I do think that we can see Zebec. If we go actually back to the Twitter account, we can see here that Zebec is now saying they are AI-based Payfi and RWA. So they're hitting all the keywords, all the things that people are interested in right now, which I think is honestly a pretty strategic idea and a pretty good idea from them to actually make sure that they're trying to hit all of the key narratives here. Now, the other major thing that we need to keep a close eye on here is the total 3 market cap. We've talked about this a little bit before, but you will see that we are consolidating here a little bit. We are still having quite a bit of a struggle to get over this 1.02 trillion range. We had kind of that first impulse bounce back over it after that massive liquidation event, but we have settled down below it, and it's been actually quite a struggle to get above it. So we will want to be watching this very, very closely to see if we can get above it. That to me is going to be the number one factor at kind of determining how much steam and how much momentum we have in the altcoin market, at least for right now. Now, of course, we've seen gold do some major runs. We've seen the stock market hit all-time highs just yesterday. So we do have, like, there is definitely some momentum, and there is some I guess some greed-based, movement happening within the market. It just really hasn't happened to crypto yet. And I think there's a couple of different ways we could slice this. First off, some of the assets that are moving are deemed a little bit more kind of risk off. So they're a little bit more perceived to be stable. But if you look, $10 trillion has been pumped into gold's market cap this year. An insane amount. And so when people try to tell me that, they can't see $1 to $2 trillion pumping into Bitcoin, I mean, we've just seen 10 go into gold, right? And if we look at the stock market, it's probably somewhere between another 5 to 10 trillion also going into the stock market as well. So we are seeing massive amounts of money flow into these assets. I think what we're trying to see, or what is happening right now, is the market makers and the people who are controlling and trying to set the narrative are trying to get people to think that the market's over. We're going to probably see another round of capitulation, and then they will start to move the price up, and they could really, at this point, pump trillions into it. I think institutions are just getting ready. I think it's all a waiting game. So I personally am going to be waiting here, ready to strike when we do see this type of stuff happening. And now with announcements like this with Zebec, they're of course making consistent and sustained progress here. We're seeing all of the institutional kind of regulatory stuff getting handled. There's a lot going on that I think we can be looking forward to. We might just have to be a little bit patient. We might have to sit on our hands for a little bit and just kind of hope that, the cycle isn't over and that we do continue to see things continue to move up. Now, of course, anything can happen. We never really ever do know for sure. But I do think that there is a lot of good still to come here. So overall, that is enough from me today on Zebec. I think I'm still very, very bullish on Zebec. I think we've seen a lot of very good news hit and continue to hit. So if you did find the information in the video useful as well, of course, please do give me that like and a subscribe. It does help the channel out immensely. Views have been down quite a decent bit in this relatively difficult market. So all of the support that you can provide does really, really help. So massive appreciation to you for that. And also, if you have any comments, questions, anything like that, just drop those in the comment section below. I do like to read and respond to all of those. So let me know what your thoughts are with all the different things going on in the market. Thanks so much for tuning in, and we will see you in the next one.